Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWargaming.com, and welcome to the first ever Ravage Star weekly update video. It's a mouthful, right? So what I want to do from now on is post a weekly update on our GameFound campaigns to keep you in the loop of the videos that are being made, community stuff that's going on, and when there is information, any updates on progress towards actually fulfilling the miniatures and the full game itself. Which of course we all want to happen, but there isn't much to say this week about that. We do have Chinese New Year coming up in February, so essentially there will be a little more than a month where nothing progresses, and that's just something that you have to deal with if you are working with China, with their manufacturers. And so that is a very typical thing across the industry for anybody who relies on manufacturers there as well. So unfortunately, I don't have any new news for that. Same thing, we don't have any bad news either. So it looks like we're still heading towards a May fulfillment for Wave 1, and I really cross my fingers that that'll be the case. So what I want to do in these weekly videos then, talk about these different things, and also show off some cool community stuff, whether it's videos, Instagram, or just pictures that people post in the Ravage Star Discord. Mouth is having a hard time right there. And just go over fun stuff that might be coming up. As I really want to, now that it's a new year, get back heavily into playing Ravage Star, updating it, getting, well, the rules are pretty much done. It's more like the Steel Spectres need some work, and we're starting to work on maybe some campaign ideas as well, and more scenarios, just to expand on ways to play and help grow the Ravage Star community. Even though we don't all have miniatures to play with yet, there is, thankfully, on the Ravage Star Discord, there's the organization of tabletop simulator battle reports or battles as well. So you can join in the fun online, and all the stuff is in there, which is really cool. And so we got Lower Class Hero mainly to thank for that. I hope I don't get that wrong, that it was, I believe he did the vast majority of the work to get that up and running. So thank you very much. So what I want to talk about is what's going on for video content then, and article content and things. I'd love to get your feedback. If you can leave a comment below, whether you're watching this on the Ravage Star YouTube channel. So if you're watching this in the GameFound, you can leave a comment below, and then make sure you click on the link and go subscribe to the new Ravage Star YouTube channel, because that way you get the most content about Ravage Star. We'll still be posting stuff on Mini Wargaming as well. But more stuff like this is mainly just for people who are interested in Ravage Star. And yeah, just let me know. What kind of stuff would you like to see? Obviously, we're going to do more battle reports, so ideas beyond that, I guess. Also, we have Adepticon coming up. It's a little more than 2 months away, and we're super excited for it. We're going to have a booth there again. This time it's actually going to be twice as big, because we're incorporating other stuff other than Ravage Star. So Mini Wargaming will kind of have half the booth, and Ravage Star will have the other half of the booth. But really it's going to be all joined together, showcasing all sorts of stuff. We'll be doing demo games for Ravage Star. We'll have a really cool display table. And we'll be selling, we still have some leftover Veiled Touch from the very first GameFound campaign that we did a few years ago, sitting in the fulfillment center in the States. So we'll bring a bunch of that and sell it at the convention center as well. And we do plan on actually launching our Steel Spectre Kickstarter in March and having a lot of that for sale too. And you might be thinking, wait, the Steel Spectres are already out. You're right, we've done a digital release, but we don't really have the physical release done yet. We don't have it on the website yet. We've mainly just released the STL so that people could 3D print it themselves. But there are a lot of people out there, the vast majority, who do not have 3D printers. So we're gonna run a Kickstarter to basically provide nice and as high valued possible that we can for start collecting sets. My mouth is really not working today. I apologize for that. Start collecting Steel Spectre sets and large army sets as well as some event exclusive characters for all 4 factions actually. So we're going to be selling those and some leftover Veiled Touch stuff from the first campaign. Obviously we won't be selling anything from the current campaign, because that isn't out yet, so we can't. And even if we could, I wouldn't want to if you guys who actually backed the campaign haven't got your stuff yet. So that'd be no bueno. But we are looking forward to having everything else there, Steel Spectre stuff especially. We'd love for a little bit of help actually for Adepticon. If you are willing to volunteer any amount of your time, whether it's an hour or several hours, to come over and help demo games at the Ravage Star booth, that would be fantastic. If we can get enough volunteers, that frees up our time more to be able to talk to people about the game and try to get them into it, as well as wandering around and meeting more people. So if you're willing to do that, if you please send me an email, matthew@miniwargaming.com, or you can direct message me on Discord. If you're already on there, you'll know my username is MWGMatthew. But yeah, just emailing me at matthew@miniwargaming.com is fine. If you don't have much experience with the game yet, that's fine, because we still have 2.5 months, so you could spend some time. We do want people, obviously, who know how to play the game, who will be good champions to get people excited to actually play Ravaged Star, and then go and still back, because we have the late pledge manager still open with some of the extra stuff that we ordered. Essentially what happened was we had to place an order as the pledge manager closed last time, and so we had to estimate some of the stuff. So there's the amount of stuff that you guys ordered, there's the estimated order for going to stores, and then we had to do some extra in order to make sure we have back stock and stuff for refunds, or if people got, the product was broken or whatever, that we can send them replacements, and of course for our own use as well, or for giveaways or whatever it happens to be. Then what happened is we did all of that. We placed that order, which is now being worked on, that we realized afterwards that there's a lot more that we bought than we really needed to. And so between that and some other unexpected costs has made us a little tight for cash. It's not affecting the actual release time of Ravaged Star, so don't worry about that. It's not May because of any cash flow issues. It's more just, it's making things a little tighter than we'd like, and we want to be able to put a lot more time into developing Ravaged Star than we have been. So if you want to help us out and you haven't yet pledged, then you can jump on the late pledge manager and buy all the stuff at the current GameFound prices, which will be much lower than the retail prices when it comes out eventually later this year. So that would be very helpful. Of course, backing the Steel Spectre Kickstarter when it comes out in March will also be a great way to help make sure that Ravaged Star continues to move forward at a more rapid pace. It's not really a question of whether we will be able to complete Ravaged Star. It's more a question of how quickly we can move to the next stage after that and start getting ready for the next campaign and all sorts of really cool plans that we have to really take Ravaged Star to the next level. So that's what we're asking for. Any support you can give us would be huge at this point. So if you're willing to volunteer and come and help us demo the game at Adepticon, email me or send me a private message on Discord. And also, another thing that we'd love to see too is that we've already got a bunch, but I did have a shout out or a call out for guests to come in and play Ravaged Star on the Mini Wargaming channel. And so we've already got a bunch of people lined up, but we're looking at doing that indefinitely, because obviously if it's going to be our flagship game for many years to come, then we want to be covering it regularly on the Mini Wargaming channel as well as the Ravaged Star channel. And so this is not really a matter of, hey, are you still going to be doing this in 6 months or in 8 months? It's really theoretically forever. And so if you are interested to come in for a battle report, and you can come in the next month or in the next few months, then please let us know. You can email josh@miniwargaming.com and he can help you set up everything as well. If you want to play other games while you're here too, you're welcome to do so. You don't even have to bring any Ravaged Star models, because obviously most people don't have any, or you might only have Veil Touched, or maybe you'll have Steel Spectre, so you can bring in stuff that you have, or you can just borrow the studio's armies for that as well. And it's okay if you're not like an expert at the game. We ask, of course, that you have a rudimentary understanding of the rules before you come and be featured in one of our battle reports as well. Lastly, I want to do a bit of a community showcase. So I was jumping on the Ravaged Star Discord server, which if you want to join, I'll put a link below, and found some really cool stuff that's been happening, both in the Veil Touch and the Steel Spectres. And so I wanted to showcase some of those in this video. So I'll start with Frazzled Dad. So Frazzled Dad has a nice collection of Veil Touch stuff in a really nice blue color scheme. And maybe I'm a little partial to this because hidden at the back there, or maybe not so well hidden on top of some sort of, not Lego fortress thing, but something made out of weird colors, is of course they just moved Mini Wargamer Dave with his big axe. So that's not a Ravaged Star miniature, of course. That's something that we had made separate. But that is available for sale on the Mini Wargaming Forge. But the rest of it looks fantastic. This, all these Veil Touched, all of the executioners and the characters and the devourer, and it looks really good. So big thank you, Frazzled Dad, for posting that stuff. We also have Katsumoto, who did this really nice Ashara. I really enjoy the color scheme, as well as, you know, some of the blending on the wings and just the overall feel of the thing. There's a nice color choices with the yellows and the oranges as well. So Katsumoto, hats off for doing such a good job there. Now this next one is really interesting. Kurokuma, Kurokuma or something. So they've been working on Steel Spectres. And so we have some pretty cool vehicles right here from the Steel Spectres in a neat bronzy, silvery, gold, like a lot of metallics going on here. But the thing that really stood out to me is this picture of one of the Steel Spectres. And you might think, but that's not even a good picture. And you're right, but if you look closely, what's cool about this is he actually printed it using an FDM printer rather than a resin printer. Now, if you're not familiar with 3D printers, resin printers are what we normally use to print miniatures because it's the liquid resin and it shines UV light on it and it hardens and you can get incredibly good detail. So good that it's just as good, if not sometimes better, than stuff made in the factories. But what he did here is with an FDM printer, which is the ones that melt plastic and lay it out. So I've been seeing more and more of this on YouTube, people actually trying to use FDM printers to print miniatures to varying levels of success. Obviously you can't get the same quality because it just doesn't have the same level of detail, but I was very impressed by how well that turned out. Now, the STLs that we provide are not designed to be printed on FDM, so you have to do a lot of the figuring out of supports because angles for FDM printers are a little different than for resin. But hats off there, Kurokuma, for trying that out and actually having a decent amount of success. I'm actually quite impressed with how that looks. And then lastly, we've got Ride Gustafsson with a Veil Touch miniature. This one stood out to me because of just the bright yellow and the contrast it has with the metal color. And of course, the freehanding on the banner is really neat as well. So I enjoy this a lot. And so good job there, Ride Gustafsson. If you want your miniatures showcased on this, make sure to post them in the Ravaged Star Discord. Also, I will be showcasing in the future YouTube videos, Instagram posts, that kind of stuff too. So there's a place in the Ravaged Star Discord for community content. I'll also usually post YouTube videos in our playlist on the Ravaged Star YouTube channel as well. All right, this has been long enough. Don't intend for these things to be super long. This is this week's Ravaged Star update. Like I said, my goal is to do these on a weekly basis. I'll do a weekly update on Game Found no matter what. I'm gonna say that and we'll make sure I do it every week. I want to, but I really want to make a video every week too, just to interact with you and talk to you about what's happening. So you can see that we are working hard behind the scenes to make this a reality and we are looking forward to it. I'm super excited to see the full thing come out. It's taking a long time, but I'm excited for the things that I do see in motion now. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.